All right. Hey there. Wanted to do a recorded quick little video here in honor of Apple's announcement of their new iOS system coming out and their new feature, Liquid Glass. Thought I'd give it a try, see if I can create a liquid glass effect in Ecamm. I'm kind of currently redoing my scenes for my show, creating new scenes, and just wanted to see if I could what I could come up with. And this is the effect I came up with. I thought it came out really well. It's really super easy. And once you dive into it, you'll really be able to start seeing the possibility of how you could play around and and make it even better. All it is really 3 layers to get this effect. But once you do, and once you get the base of it, the base, you'll be able to see how you can really just kind of expand on it, which is this is what I've done playing around with it for a few minutes. So uh, let's see. I wanted to make this quick and easy. Let me share this. Turn on my mouse highlighter and see here's my frosted glass layer. And it's really just 3 layers. I got a lot of things in here, but really these were just experimenting. Really at the base of it, it's just 3 layers to get the effect. Once you understand the basic of it, you'll start to see how you can play even more with it. But let me turn off and this layer, the blur layer. Okay, so I started with just this colored glass layer. This layer, it's a shape layer, titled it colored glass. And you'll realize that the key to the effect is really just how you fill it and how you blend it. So with this, I put in a gradient fill with to get this gives you the color of whatever you want your glass to be. Here I made it gradient. You could have made it solid color and just pulled back the opacity and got a tint of that color, glass tint. But here I wanted a gradient. So I go from the color to transparent. And it gives a little bit better effect, just the glass effect, I think. Give it a border. I found that 2 points works best. 3 points seem kind of thick to me, but do it to taste. 2 points worked. And that kind of helps to sell the effect of a beveled edge. In the border, you can make it solid. I chose to make it gradient, a motion gradient, and a gray. The second color, a gray, but kind of a transparent gray, gives it that shimmer effect, I think, as it goes around of a beveled edge. And that's the first layer. Second layer is you copy the layer, colored glass, or copy whatever you name it. Just copy the layer and paste it, and that'll paste it directly over top. Plus, it'll paste it with the settings because most of the settings stay the same. The only thing you'll really change is the fill, and you change the fill to blur, and that gives you your frosted effect. So see, now you just have this frosted effect. Everything else is the same. And you can blur it to taste. Mine's is set at 65. You can leave it at that. You'll have frosted glass. It won't, it wasn't looking like liquid glass to me. I started experimenting with just bringing in images and putting images. I came in with this image and got this. I found this Venetian blind frosted glass image, and brought it in and cropped it. And again, you just start playing with the transparency and you'll come up with some interesting effects. Make sure everything else, all the other settings are the same. The border, 2 point border, motion, radius. I got corner radius on all mines. And plus I got a transition with the thing coming in on. You just need to make sure all of those are the same. The blend mode is the same, overlay. Kind of gave me a neat little Venetian blind kind of look to it. I just experimented, found some other frosted glass images that I kind of liked and wanted to see how they look. and you just need to make sure it's in the same spot. You can kind of see where I'm a little off on this one, but just make sure it's in the same spot. All the other settings are the same, the border radius and quarter radius and the border width and everything else. Overlay is the same. Then, well, let me look for some actual water images to see how they would look. This one looks pretty good. This is still, still image. It probably should be straight on shot. This one's not bad. It's at a slight angle, so it still works. It works even better when you move this around. It really gives you that kind of watery glass effect where you really move it around. But I thought I could do better. I found this water droplets one, which was pretty good. It's more condensed glass, water and condensed glass, but pretty good effect. And like I said, I think you could put a timer over it or a camera overlay in it type of thing. Be really cool effect to add. I thought, well, wonder if video would work. So I found some video of some water. This one I liked. It didn't quite give me the effect I wanted. The video, you have to loop it, obviously. Loop it, and it's better to find. I didn't find like seamless videos, so you'll see the little glitch. If you're gonna, I'd go back and try and find some seamless video. But still didn't quite like it. And again, the only key is just, the blend mode. Blend mode overlay, it play around. Soft light gives you a different effect. Multiply gives you a different effect. You just play around with the effect and you'll find one that you kind of like that kind of works, with what you're doing. Found overlay works most times the best because it just blends with the layer beneath it better. But I just didn't like that, didn't quite like that video. So I found another one. This one was more like a pool video, top down pool shot. I found caustics. Didn't really like this one either. It works, but it looks more electric to me than liquidy. Even though it's a pool shot, caustics at the bottom of a pool shot. So, but you could use it. Think I wound up settling on this one. The one I wound up settling on. I would probably go in and maybe slow this video down a little. This one kind of works a little better because even though it's not seamless, it's not quite as hard of a jump from the end of the frame to the beginning of it, but it works. So that's my liquid glass attempt. I said I think it came out pretty good. And I think after fiddling around, you could really get into it. You could start to mix images and mix layers together. I mixed the water droplet image with it, and it adds even more to it. I played around with the hex, and that kind of adds a little more distortion, as you can see. Pull it back, it gives you a lot more distortion, even though it's a hexagonal pattern, but it just kind of added to the distortion of the glass and the water. I guess fake refraction. But that's where you can see basically Photoshop, where you're just blending and adding layers to it, come up with some really neat effects. Hopefully spark some ideas and I'll start seeing some other cool stuff that people are creating. But this was kind of like my little homage to Apple's WWC DC Developers Conference, and I'm looking forward to the new Apple iOS. This liquid glass effect they got coming out is just one of amazing ones. So, cheers, everybody. Hope you got something from it.